What is it like to work as a freelance designer? Today I have Tony from Inner Geek Designs that'll tell us just that. And if you're interested in becoming a freelance designer, make sure to grab the How to Become a Freelance Designer Starter Guide linked in the description below. So Tony, what do you do?
I'm a freelance graphic designer. I work with clients that are from, small mom and pop shops, startups to large companies. I help them with their graphic web design marketing needs. When you're working as a freelance designer, you kind of have to problem solve with issues that maybe even your own clients don't know. They say they want a logo, but a logo could mean, well, we're not communicating properly with our customers. We're not sending the right message, or there's some miscommunication. And same thing with the website. We need a new website. Well, why do you need a new website? Are your customers not finding the right information about you? Are they having issues finding the information because your navigation's wrong? When people say they're freelance graphic designers, it actually means that you're a freelance problem solver for visual communication.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of times they don't know what their problem is, and your job is to come in and get them to understand what their problem is. And then, of course, hopefully they choose your solution. So on a day-to-day basis, let's say you start working with a new client, like what is it like? When you start your day, like how do you structure your day? Like what would it be like to be like one day in Tony's shoes?
So my day, I'll start out with emails. Like they had a client that reached out, and next month they need to start with a new software updates, and they want their customers to know. So I start like, well, here's a social media strategy, here's the video strategy, and here's a website strategy. And then from there, I'll develop that with them, send that up to them. I'll get through my emails, and then I'll say, okay, what tasks do I have that I can get done right now, and what tasks can I get down further down the road? So if I have, briefs that need to get out, I'll start working on the briefs. If I have, like I have a website that I'm working on, I'll knock out as much as that I can before I need to get to the longer form content. And then in between then I'll start, I'll do a blog post, I'll do a video, I'll do a podcast episode and get those up as well.
Got it. So what would you say like are the hardest parts of the job, the parts that you personally, prefer that you maybe don't enjoy as much as other parts?
I would say the hardest part of any freelance job is communicating with customers. It's trying to figure out a way to present it that clients will agree with you, or maybe disagree with you in a way that is still pointing the project in the right direction. There's a lot of times that you'll have a discussion and it may go off the rails, and which could be good or bad, but you need to learn how to focus that in the right direction and make sure it's still going productively, instead of just we're trying to find ideas that may be good, may be bad, and we're wasting time with iterations and versions.
Got it. And what about the opposite? What is like your favorite part of the job?
Everything else, like the whole process of it, it's just fun when you get a good client and it all works and you're all on the same page. It's just fun seeing something a concept go all the way to a final product.
How would you break up your day in terms of like how much of it is like the creative side that maybe people will kind of glamorize when it comes to being a designer versus the part where you're more administrative and you're like running the business?
I would say it's about a 60% business administrative side and about a 40% creative. Just how it is. You have to do a lot of emails. You have to do a lot of client hunting. You have to do all this stuff to make sure that you have that work still coming in, or you have enough of a stream of work coming in that you can then just not worry about it. I mean, as you get further along in the design process or becoming a freelance designer, that need for hunting down clients will become less and less, because you get more referrals. You'll get bigger clients that require more work of you. So when you start out, it's like almost like an 80-20% split of administration to design work.
Got it. So now when you think about your experience working with clients, like from their perspective, what do they look for in a freelance designer? Like what makes a perfect or ideal freelance designer from the client side?
I think it depends on the client, but mainly you got to bring something different to the table. Being someone who gets plenty of emails of people asking for services, you just don't want that boilerplate email that you send to everyone. Most of my clients that I've gotten to, that I've had to reach out to, I will sit there and actually go through all their work and sit there and say, well, you have a strong website, but you don't have strong branding. And here's some things that I would suggest that could change to make it better. And if you would like, we go through a call and go through it all in more detail. And that'll actually get my foot in the door and start the communication and possibly lead to it. So just be different and actually sit there and understand what your client's needs are before you actually reach out.
Thanks for watching. If you're interested in becoming a freelance designer, make sure to grab the How to Become a Freelance Designer Starter Guide linked in the description below. If you want to learn more about freelance design, make sure to watch the next video in the series.